if you invested $1 in SPY back in February '93, that money would have been $15.07. What geometric mean is if you start with $1 and end up with $15.77, at what rate, on average, you grew your investments? Implicit compounding rate. Coming back up. So that means if every week you earn 0.177% for 1,564 weeks, your $1 would have become $15.77. That's what geometric mean is. Arithmetic mean or arithmetic average is what's it return on a typical week. Or if I picked from this list of weeks randomly, on average, what would be the return? The other one is kind of a compound return. Now, geometric average is also not as robust, but more robust than arithmetic average. Again, arithmetic average went up by 7 basis points. This didn't go up by that much, about 5. But it's still not robust. So this, on the other hand, median uses only the ranking of the numbers. In most settings, statistically speaking, it doesn't use all the information. There's kind of a you can do a method that is robust, but also uses more information than median. And this is called trimmed mean. You need to choose a percentage of trim. For example, 5% trim mean drops 2.5% at the left or low values, 2.5% at the right, and calculates the average. It's very easy to implement in Excel. I'm going to do first 5% trimmed mean. And the name for the function is trim mean. You're going to pick your data. But there is a second argument. That argument is what percent is to be trimmed. Just type 5%. We can make the amount of trimming an input as well. Let's do this. 10%. instead of manually writing it, it's going to refer to that. And the 1%, that means you drop the lowest 0.5% on each side, average the remaining. You may notice that median is effectively almost 100%. You drop half on the left, half on the right, almost half, and average the remaining. I tend to use 1%. Let's see how robust this is. It only went from 21.5 to 21.9. And the higher is the trimming percentage, the higher is the robustness. But even at this very low trim percentage, it was not affected as much. Whether or not on that bad day on 6th of October, 08, whether or not market went down by 20% or 82%, trim mean is going to be exactly the same. Similarly, I'm going to get this back to where it was. On the 24th, market may have gone 60%. Trim mean still is going to be the same. So some more robust measures that also uses almost all the information. Is there an optimal trimming percentage? Technically speaking, there is, but figuring out what that optimal is, subject of a graduate level statistics class, which we're not going to do here, because the basis points here and there doesn't make too much difference. Now, these are basically, since these are returns, it's kind of a measure of some sort of typical reward to holding this security. We could have calculated similar stuff for portfolios, which we're going to do later. Yes, now I know a measure of what you want to call reward, but I also make an idea of what sort of risks. So we're going to do what we call measures of dispersion or volatility. We can come up with a lot of different names, but since these are returns, we also view these as measures of risk. Traditionally, what's most commonly used is standard deviation. First, I'm going to calculate in Excel, and I'm going to show you the ugly formula for it. The name of the function is stdev. Just pick your returns. And it has the same units as the return itself. Now, that standard deviation actually means something. If these returns have approximately a distribution of the bell-shaped curve, also known as the normal distribution. About 95% of the time, returns would lie within 2 standard deviations of the mean. The trouble is, if you did this, the mean minus 2 times standard deviation, and mean plus 2 times the standard deviation. It says 95% of the time, the returns are going to be between negative 460 and 5% in 1 week. That's a big number. Or alternatively, about roughly 2.5% of the time, returns are going to be less than negative 4.6% in 1 week. And remember, this is a very well-diversified portfolio of pretty much the largest U.S. stocks. We're not talking about returns in Latvian stock market, okay? This is the U.S. stock market, 500 stocks in that portfolio. Losing almost 5% of your return in 1 week, it's big. So that's kind of a measure of the risk.